now we'll start with tuple in Python. uh you can see here it says a tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable, allows duplicate members. Okay, just like the list. The list is a collection which is ordered and changeable, but tuple is a collection which is ordered, right, but it is unchangeable. Okay, this is what makes it different from a list. List is changeable and tuple is unchangeable. Okay, that is different between list and a tuple. List is ordered and a tuple is ordered. Okay, but list is changeable. You can change an item from a list and you can replace, but tuple you cannot change, you cannot replace. Okay, you cannot replace an item from a list, from a tuple, right? But you can change from a list. So that is the two difference between a tuple and a list. Okay, now we'll treat on tuple for now. Okay, right now a tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. In Python, tuples are written with round brackets. In Python, tuples are written with round brackets. Okay, memorize that. Tuples are written with round brackets, but while lists are written with square brackets. Okay, now examples. Create a tuple. This tuple equals to apple, banana, and cherry. Okay, this tuple is a variable, and using the assignment operator, we assign this tuple to it. Okay, this is a tuple because of the presence of this round bracket and the presence of comma. Okay, comma are used to represent tuple and it is written in round bracket. All right, so this is a tuple. This is a tuple and not a list. Lists are written with square brackets, something like this. Okay, something like this, but tuple are written with a round bracket. If I should print this, it will print out tuple. Okay, we can access tuple items. You can access tuple items by referring to the index number inside square bracket. Okay, just like a list, this we can access using this square bracket like we did in our previous video. You can access an index position of an item in that tuple using the square bracket, and you include the index position you want to access with. Okay, we can code along here to learn more. We may say fruits equals to, that is assigned. No more, we will no more use this bracket. Okay, because this is a list. Now we'll use the round bracket, which is this open and close bracket. Then we specify the value we want to assign. We may assign apple, then I have to include the comma. Okay, even if I just have just one item here, if I have one item, I have to include the comma to make it a tuple. Okay, if I should remove this comma, this is no more a tuple. Okay, we may print the data type of this. Let's say print type fruits. Okay, I want to know the type of fruits, the type of that variable. Okay, you can see here it says strange. It's just a strange. Okay, because it's not a tuple because of the absence of this comma. Now once I've added the comma, let's run this again. You can now see it says tuple. Okay, it is no more a string, rather is a tuple because of the presence of this comma here. Okay, so we can add as many we want. Okay, once I run this again, it still tells me tuple. Okay, using the function type to know the data type of this variable called fruits. So it tells me tuple because I have the presence of commas right there. What if I should remove this bracket and run the program? You can see it still tells me tuple. It is still tuple because of the presence of this comma. So it is a tuple, right? Okay, we can Print out the index position of the item. Or let's just print the fruit first. Now printing out the fruit, it gives us this as a result. Now you can see it has printed out the data stored in fruits, and it also include the round bracket. Okay, on our earlier class, to print out the list, it shows the square bracket here, but now it is printing in round bracket because this is a tuple. Okay, it's a tuple. We can also print out a specific item from the list, on the sorry, from the tuple. Okay, let's say fruits, then enter list, maybe one. I want to get the item on the on the in that is on index one. Okay, let me just say print this. Now once I print this out, it shows me banana, just like how we are working on a list. Just the same thing we are doing on a list. We can print the third index position, and it will print cherry. As you can see, we can also use this like we did on the list by including this. uh okay, now it's print out everything because this simply means I did not specify the start index nor the ending index. Okay, I just include this double dot. Okay, and it will start from the beginning and end at the last because I did not specify any start index. If I specify the start index to be 2 and then followed by column, then I did not specify the end index just like we did on list. It will print from the index number 2 to the last. We have orange and cherry, okay, which is this and this. 0 1 2, okay, 2 and 3 has been printed. Okay, if I should say 2 and maybe 3, it will print out only orange. Okay, it print out only orange, and as you can see here, this comma here is also included because that is a tuple. All right, as whatever we're doing with a list, you can also do it with a tuple. Whatever you did with a list, you do it with a tuple, but the only thing there is that you cannot change an item from the tuple, nor replace an item from the tuple. That is what you cannot do with tuple. You can, let's check. We may try to copy items, maybe s equals to fruits dot copy. Okay, no, you cannot copy. Okay, you cannot copy from the tuple. All right, now I assign the values on fruits to s, and I printed s, and it gives me the same thing on fruits, but I can't copy like we did on our previous class. Dot copy. If I try to copy this, let us see what will happen. It says attribute error. Tuple object has no attribute copy. So you cannot copy from the tuple. But what if I have the same item but it's a list? I may say uh fruit list. Assigned square bracket orange. Alright. Now there is a presence of comma. This should turn to a tuple, right? But no, because of the presence of this square bracket, it will still maintain it as a list and not a tuple. Okay, if I should remove this square bracket, it will automatically turn to a tuple. All right, so because of the presence of this, it still maintain it as a list. Okay, you may also write y equals to fruit dot list dot copy. You can now see the copy have appeared here, which means that the list has the method copy on it. I may just include copy, and here I'll print y. Okay, now I printed y, but the fruits, which is tuple, don't have anything like copy. It doesn't have the attributes copy. Now once I run this, you can see the value on y was printed. Okay, I printed this. As you can see, it's a list. It was printed, but the tuple says tuple object has no attribute copy. Okay, because tuple is unchangeable. It's unchangeable. You cannot change any item. Simply means you cannot copy, you cannot move, you cannot replace. Okay, tuples are unchangeable in Python. So there are a lot of things you can do with a list which you cannot do with a tuple. Whenever a tuple is created, it is created. You cannot change it. You cannot, but you can delete the tuple variable. You can delete it, but you cannot change anything there. Okay. I may comment this so it will not run. Sorry. Okay. Or let me just clear this. Okay. You may say fruits dot. Sorry, we use the del function before the fruits. Del fruits. Okay. Now let's just print fruits. You can see it says name error. Name fruits not defined. We are able to delete the fruits variable, but we are not able to change anything right there. Okay, we'll do more. Okay, we may say fruits dot maybe clear, like we did on pi and we did on list to clear the values, but tuple has no object clear. If I should run this, it says name error, tuple object has no attribute clear. Okay, clear is just like doing changes on the tuple list. No, tuple don't accept anything changes. It is security wise. Okay, don't accept anything changes, but you can delete it, right? But you don't accept anything changes. Like when you want to remove maybe banana, I may say tuple dot remove. No, it doesn't work. You cannot remove from a tuple. It says tuple object has no attributes remove. But we did all this in a list and we succeeded. You can remove using a list like we did previously. You can clear, you can do a lot of things using a list, but those you did with a list, you cannot do them with a tuple. All right. Tuple is security wise and it doesn't accept many things. Okay, accessing tuples. You can access tuple items by referring to the index number inside square bracket like we did. That is this, like we did on our previously. Now negative index, like we did accessing a tuple list by using the negative index. It starts from the last and then come back to the front, just like we did with our list. Okay, I may say tuple minus 1. Okay, print fruits. It's printed cherry. Okay, because it start counting from the back, so it's printed cherry. Okay, I may include this and also include the start index of maybe -4. Now once I run this, cherry was no more included. Okay, we started from the index number 4, that is counting from back 1 2 3 4, with 4 not included. Abi, okay, 4 included. Apple, banana, orange. This not included. Okay, so we printed apple, banana, and orange, just like we did with a list. Once I remove this, I have given the start index but not an ending index, so it will print from the 4 to the last. Okay, which is all of them: apple, banana, orange, and cherry. Okay, just like we did with Python. With a list, you can do the same thing with the tuple. Okay, range of indices. You can specify a range of indices by specifying where to start and where to end the range. Okay, like we just did it just like when we are working with a list. It's almost the same thing. Here is a negative index by apple, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi, melon, mango. Okay, print this tuple -4 to -1. Okay, changing tuple values. Once a tuple is created, you cannot change its values. Tuple are unchangeable or immutable, as it is also called. All right, but there is a workaround. You can convert the tuple item. You can convert the tuple into a list, change the list, and convert the list back into a tuple. All right. Now, how to do that? We may say S equals to this tuple, apple, banana, and cherry. Now we have Y wants to uh, uh, change an item on a tuple. Remember, tuple is unchangeable. Like if I should write this normally here, we have a tuple. Here's a tuple. Here's a tuple, right? And maybe it wants to change banana. I may say fruits, or maybe S equals to fruits one. All right. Or no, fruit one equals to maybe plantain. Print fruits. I have changed the one on index 1 to plantain, which is banana. I want to change banana to plantain. All right. Let's check if it is possible. It is impossible. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, it does not support item assignment. You cannot change anything from the tuple. Once you have created a tuple, you have created it. You cannot change, you cannot remove an item, you cannot clear. Once it has created, it has been created, so it is unchangeable. All right, now how can I change this banana to a plantain? Now we can do that by writing some code. We will convert this tuple variable into a list, then we will make the changes. After making the changes, we will convert it back to a tuple, right? Okay, first let us check the type of what you are working with, so you'll be sure that you are working with a tuple. First, let me comment this so it won't run. Now it says tuple. Okay, we are running with tuple, right? Now remember, we try to change banana to plantain and it didn't work. It says that tuple does not accept assignment. Okay, now and we still want to do that. How can we do that? Now to do that, we will first convert this tuple variable into a list, right? We may say s equals to list. Now what do we want to convert to be a list? Now inside the parentheses, inside this bracket, we specify what we want to convert to a list. We want to convert these fruits to a list. Already is a tuple. We may say tuple fruits, or let me make it in a way you understand more. Fruits underscore tuple. Okay, this is a tuple. Okay, fruits tuple. Now we want to change something to a list by using the list function. All right, now what do we want to change to a list? I want to change this tuple to a list. Okay, so we type in fruits tuple. Now let me print s first to show you guys the type of s. Let us check the type. Remember earlier it shows us tuple. Now it says list. We have converted this variable to a list by the presence of this function called list. Okay. Now if we should print the type of fruits, remember what we print was a type of s, which was the one which we converted to a list. Remember, it was only here we converted to a list and assigned it to s. Fruits tuple is still a tuple. So if I should print the type of s and the type of fruits tuple, let's see. It says list and tuple. All right, list, tuple, and list. The first one is a list, which is this, and the second one is a tuple. So this is still remaining a tuple. The fruits tuple is still a tuple, right? Now I want to change banana to a plantain. Now I said s equals to list, then assign the tuple variable inside of the list, and then I have converted it to a list, and the list is stored on s. Now we may say fruits tuple maybe y. We specify the value we want to change. We want to change the one on index 1, which is banana. We want to change it equals to maybe plantain. Sorry, this should be s. This should be s, which is this variable, that contains this list. Now on s that contains these data, we want to change the index position 1 to plantain. Okay, now after that we may say fruits tuple equals to tuple. Then what we want to convert to a tuple, we want to convert s to a tuple, right? Now let us print type fruits tuple. It is now a tuple, right? It is now a tuple. It have converted to a tuple. And if I should print just fruit, let's see if plantain will be added to it. You can now see apple, plantain, orange, and cherry, and it is still a tuple, but we have changed banana to a plantain. Okay, now hope you understand what we did. We created a variable initially called fruits tuple. Okay, a tuple of fruits, and we have apple, banana, orange, and cherry, and we want to change banana to plantain. Maybe we don't have banana in store again, we just have an apple and a plantain, and want to change this to a plantain, but we are unable to change it as tuple are unchangeable. Now to do that, we have to convert this variable to a list so you can make a changes and then turn it back to a tuple. All right, so to do that, we set a variable called s and assign list fruit tuple. Okay, and assign fruit tuple to it. And once we assign the fruit tuple to it, we convert it to be a list. Now the data here has been stored on s, but no more a tuple, but instead a list because of the presence of this list function. Okay, now once the s is now a list, remember on list you can make changes on list. So we set s and then include the square brackets with the index position 1, because once you change this at the index position 1 to plantain. Okay, now once we have turned it to a list, we now make our changes. After making our changes, then we set it back to a tuple right here by calling the function fruits tuple. After typing the fruits tuple, we set equals to tuple again. Then what do we want to turn to a tuple? We want to turn s into a tuple. So once we have turned s into a tuple, s was a list. Now but because of the presence of this tuple function, it will turn the data on s into a tuple. Like because of the presence of this list function, it turns the data of fruits tuple into a list. The same thing here, because of the presence of this tuple, we turn the data on s into a tuple and then assign it back to fruits tuple. Okay, once you assign it back to fruit tuple, it will make the changes inside there and then print out the result. That is how we are able to get this. All right, so we can make changes by turning the tuple into a list. Okay, like you can see here, we said s assigned this is a tuple. Now it wants to make changes, wants to add some values to it, so we set a variable again called y and assigned list. What we want to change to a list, we want to change s, which is this, to a list, so we added s at the bracket. Now it changed s to a list and save it on y. We said here y, then on the index position, one assign q. All right, so after the assignment it is saved on y, so we change the y back to a tuple and save it on s. We said s equals to tuple and then change y to tuple and save it on s. All right, now once you print s, it gives you the value. Looping through a tuple, you can loop through the tuple items by using the for loop, like we have been doing in our previous classes. We have been doing that. Iterate through the items and print the values. This tuple equals to, this is a list of tuples. We have for s in this tuple, print s. Okay, we already know this. It will print this in a sequence: apple the first line, banana second, and then cherry the third line. Okay, it will just print this on y axis. All right, now to check if an item exists in a tuple. To determine if a specific item is present in a tuple, use the end keyword like we did on a list. Check if apple is present in the tuple. This tuple equals to this is our tuple. Now if apple in this tuple, print yes, apple is in the fruit tuple. We have done this on our class here. We have done this already. So to do that, let's check maybe if banana does exist to this tuple. We may say uh we use the for loop, sorry, if statement. If banana, and then we include the variable name. If banana in fruit tuple, after that you include your column, then come down, print yes, banana does exist. Okay, it says yes, banana does exist. What if banana do not exist? We use the else. Okay, we have learned that. If you haven't do that, go through our videos, you will watch this. Else print no, banana does not exist. Oh, let's change this to plantain. Remember, plantain does not exist here. Now once I run this, it says no, plantain does not exist. Okay, if it does exist, print yes. If it does not, print no. As you can see, we indented this. All right, because of the indentation, our code will run successful. If I should remove indentation, it will pop up an error. Okay, indentation error, expected an indented block after if statement. Okay, on two line. So we use the tab function, the tab key, to indent on our block of code. So this is how you can check if an item exists in your program. Okay, you can also check the length of tuple like we did on list by including the len method. This tuple equals to apple, banana, cherry, print len. This tuple, it will return the length of it. Okay, to add items, Once a tuple is created, you cannot add items to it. Tuple are unchangeable. Okay, you cannot add item to it. Once tuple is created, you cannot modify it. Okay, you cannot modify tuple. So this tuple equals to apple, banana, and cherry. This tuple at number 3 equals to orange. Okay, this will raise an error. It will not work. You cannot add to a tuple because once it has created, it has been created. While creating the variable, after creating the variable, any data you stored on it, it has been stored. You cannot change it. Okay. Now creating tuple with one item. To create a tuple with only one item, you have to add a comma after the item. Otherwise, Python will not recognize it as a tuple. Like we did before, this tuple, we only have apple in this tuple. Now to make this a tuple, we have to include a comma at the end. All right. Because of the, if you remove this comma, it will return a string and not a tuple. But because of this, it will return a tuple. All right. Now remove items. You know, I have already explained you cannot remove items on a tuple. You cannot remove items on a tuple, but you can delete items from a tuple, okay? By using the del function, delete this. So you can delete using a tuple. You can also join two tuples together, like we did on a list, okay? By using the plus operator. Tuple 1 and tuple 2. Tuple 1 contains A, B, C, and tuple 2 contains 1, 2, 3. Okay. Remember, we have done this already. Now it will be tuple 3, another variable. We created new variable that will contain the value of 1 and 2 saved in one variable. Okay. We say tuple 2 assigned tuple 1 plus tuple 2. Okay. Now print tuple 3. It will print out A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Tuple 1 plus tuple 2. Tuple 2 will be added at the end of tuple 1 and it will print out A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, methods in tuple. Okay. We have count, we have index. Count returns the number of times a specified value occurred in. Okay. And index searches the tuple for a specified value and returns the position of the tuple, right? We only have two methods in tuple, but right there on a list we have many of them. We have append, we have remove, we have count, we have index, we have clear. Many of them, we have a lot of them, but here in tuple we just have to count and index. Okay, just like we did on Python list, we can also count, we can check the index, like we may say fruits tuple dot count. Okay, now I may say print fruits tuple. Oh, sorry. Now what do I want to count? I want to count how many times apple appeared in this list, in this tuple. All right, and say apple. Okay, once I run the program, it's print out the tuple. You can see here it says 1. Apple appears only 1 in this list. Okay, in this tuple, I may include another apple. Now once I run the program, it says 2. Apple appears 2 times in this tuple. So we use count to count how many times an item appears on a tuple. All right. Now we may use index to check the index. Okay. Maybe let's specify 1. print fruits tuple that has the index number 1. Okay, tuple index s not in tuple. All right. Let's say banana. It says 2. Banana appears on the index position 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Okay, it appears on index position 2. What if we check apple? We have two apples here, right? Let us check apple to see. It says 0. So it checks on the list or the tuple where it will see apple. The first apple it sees, it takes that index position. Okay, now it takes this index position and show us that apple is on the index position 1. Sorry, 0. Okay, so we use the index to check the index position of a variable. Maybe you have written a lot of code and you want to check the index position of so thing. You can just type in that and it will tell you the index position of that. I've checked orange and it says orange is on the index position 3. Maybe I want to remove orange. I can first check the index position, and once I've gotten the result, I will then remove it. Okay, I will then remove it and do a lot of other tasks. I can use the number 3 to make changes on orange. Okay, so here says search for the first occurrence of the value 8 and return its position. Okay, this tuple equals to 137875465. Okay, we are searching for the first occurrence of 8 and return the index position. So we say s equals to this tuple dot index 8. This is 8. The value, we include the value, and then print s, because whatsoever it is will be saved on s. Now when we print s, it will print the index position of the first occurrence of 8. We have 0, 1, 2, 3. This will give us 3 as an answer. Okay, because the first occurrence of 8 is on the index position 3, so it will give us 3 as an answer. Okay, this brought us to an end of tuple.